Alright, so today I wanted to talk about this idea about repetition versus watching, listening, reading new things. So, obviously, watching something new is a little bit more fun and engaging than watching something you've already watched. But I think repetition holds some benefits over always watching new things. We already kind of do this with AJATT, where a lot of the things that you watch actively, you might download the audio, put that on an iPod, and listen to that passively. So you kind of already have a little bit of repetition. What I'm talking about is kind of a more active repetition of watching. So my idea is like this. You have a certain number of times you need to hear something in order for that thing to be acquired. Now, when you're a beginner, your ear is not trained to an extent to be able to pick things out right away. So, you might have a chance to hear something, but it just passes over. You don't really get to choose what you pick out and how your brain listens to things. You just have to, literally immerse your brain in the language and have it just get used to what it's hearing. So if you always are watching new things, you're exposing your brain to always new context for words. However, if you watch something repeatedly, your brain is hearing these things again and again in the same way and is given more chances to acquire the same vocab. So I guess part of the way that people recommend doing this is you watch things in the same domain, because the same domain is going to have a lot of the same vocab. And maybe that's actually a good way of getting over this problem of watching all new things that's going to have a vast difference in vocabulary than watching the same thing. It seems to be a nice middle ground. However, I think like repeating the exact same content, if you can bear it, then try watching the same thing actively again and just see what new things that your brain picks out. I think that as you're repeating something, you're just going to be able to quickly and rapidly acquire the things in there as your brain starts to get really used to this one thing in this one context. This idea kind of stems from experiences that I've had around watching the same things again, where I go, oh, there's something new. Oh, there's something new. And it seems to happen consistently when I repeat watching things. And an interesting little thought I want to add at the end here is everybody did this when they were kids. I know my brother, I remember have this distinct memory. My brother would watch the same movie every morning when he got up, every night before he went to bed, and sometimes another time when he got home from school in the same day, and he did this for like a month. He must have watched this movie like close to 100 times. It was just mind-blowing. He would just watch this movie over and over and over. And all kids kind of do this. They just, for some reason, watch the same things over and over and over. So there seems to be something about like kids are drawn to, and maybe they learn words. Like my brother watching this movie 100 times, he started saying things from the movie. Pretty sure at the time he didn't know what they meant, but like he just knew the context. He knew these things, and he was just like so immersed in this movie that he would just repeat these things and say these things. So it's a little bit of an interesting phenomenon. I'm curious, like how this sort of repetition affects language acquisition. In any case, I'm gonna keep doing it. You should try it out if you find it fun. Maybe you could try it too and see what kind of experiences you have. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.